Let me formally welcome Jasmine Barnes
Thank
to
you.
our podcast.
One of my favorite things to do as far as composition goes is to write melodies and things that can resonate with people outside of the classical community as well as those within. And I definitely feel that this particular project, the text was the most important thing. So I wanted to make sure that that was what shone through the most. One of the main things that really stood out to me in America's Mandatory Pottery class is what made me title the entire song cycle. So I'm just going to say with the poetry, this is King's poetry. It says, "This is America's mandatory pottery class. The convent of being Black comes with a grief that shapes and molds. As if you would just keep your hands where everyone would see them and stay still, something beautiful might happen. They might call you art and fall away. They might indulge your life one last time and mark you a fine investment. They might decide you exist better as a person, as an artist, than another news story.
They might decide you exist better as a person, as an artist, than another news story.
And the line that really stuck out to me was "might call you art." The something beautiful might happen. They might call you art. And the reason why that stuck out to me so much is because as musicians of color, just in general, but specifically Black musicians of all different forms, not just musicians, but other artists in other forms, there's this notion of almost only value being placed on whether or not you can create that art, and not necessarily you as a human being or you as a person with thoughts and feelings. I've felt that before. I've felt before that my value wouldn't be important if there wasn't any type of value I'm adding to myself, right? Like, I can compose, or I can sing, or I can, and it was like, oh my goodness, this notion of like, if you would just keep your hands where everyone could see them and stay still. So it's like outside of the art you create, you're a thread. And that was like, that is huge to me. I was like, this has to be the title of the entire piece. Might call you art. So yeah, all four of those pieces as well. So it was a lot of decisions being made. There's decisions on what the text said, right? Because there are some words that don't even sit well in the voice, right? I thought all of these pieces were very singable. I thought that was important as well. They were very singable, but they also had powerful messages. So, yeah, and that was really important to me. And the other thing, of course, like I said before, was that I really wanted the music to pair well with all of these things. I wanted the voice to be a highlight, the text to obviously be a highlight with the voice, right? I wanted the music to like basically kind of glue the two together. So that was really my goal with the pieces.
Okay, how does the music differ in the four movements?
Each of the poems have different narratives as well. The first one, let me learn you a lesson in the hopes that it'll protect you and maybe get you to heaven. Let me fall on this sword in front of you so you won't have to pay out of pocket for points of view. Too many children do. And then the advice that's in there says, remember, young is a circumstance, not a personality. And when I asked King,
powerful line.
Very much so. When I asked King what was meant by that, King said, so many people disregard young people as youth and that are not knowledgeable or don't have anything to offer to conversation or shouldn't be involved in adult, matters or things of that nature, right? And I was thinking, oh my goodness, I've been there before. I've been there before, even as an adult, which is weird because I'm 30. Especially earlier in my composition career, the stamp of young for me almost has been something that is like, it has felt like a precursor for inexperienced, if that makes any sense. I think young people have great insight to offer to our ever evolving world. And it's something that I thought would be really important to convey within the text. So that's the first piece.
That would you characterize your composition as dramatic or dramatic and lyrical?
I would describe it more as lyrical, actually. I chose to approach it more like songwriting, actually. I even, as far as structuring the form for it, that was something I was actually even thinking about. Like, I wanted it to feel like a verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. But I wanted it to have a song structure enough that people can sing it again. That was my primary goal in it. And that's actually also a goal of mine in opera, is to have music that people can sing later. I wanted underrepresented communities to be able to come and hear it and say, I didn't know classical music could be like that, you know?
We're talking about a return to tunefulness.
Yes, a return to the earworm. I think that's so important. The operas that we know of, for instance, are things you can hum and you can sing again, right?